Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
That breaking news, one person is in the hospital after an overnight motorcycle crash. This is a look at the scene. This all happened around 11:30 last night near 24th and Maple. Officials do say that victim suffered serious injuries. No word about the cause of that crash or if any charges will be filed. Stay with First Alert 6 as we're hoping to get some more details later on today.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley, of course, joined by Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord once again doing double duty while Jarrett's taking some time off. In the meantime, though, we had a really warm weekend, but that pesky wind is sticking around today.
Yeah, whether
it's like, no, I'm back.
South wind or a north wind, doesn't matter. It's just got to be strong the entire time. And yeah, today'd be a pretty good day otherwise if it weren't for that wind. Again, it feels like I say that 7 days a week.
You do.
But you'll notice the flag waving in the breeze here at 90th and Dodge. And from the upper 40s that we're at right now, we're not going to move quite as much as yesterday and the day before. Got up near 80 over the weekend. We're going to shave about 20 degrees off that high today. And notice it feels like 40 degrees out the door with that northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. So you'll still want a jacket for sure as you start off. 47 with that wind out there. Definitely take an extra layer. May not need quite as much by the afternoon, but a lot of us have fallen into the 40s right now. There were quite a few 50s on this map when we started daybreak back at 4:30, and that has since cooled off considerably to the point where there's just a little cluster down here to the southeast where there's still a few showers, as a matter of fact. Northwest wind sustained, like I mentioned, about 20 gusts or 30 to trying to sneak up near 35 in a couple of spots. So that'll be the story this morning. Strong wind this morning. It'll back off a little bit towards noon, gust near 25, and then pick right back up with another surge of it towards 5, 6 o'clock, where gusts, I think, get up near 40. Don't be surprised by a gust near 50. Again, we just show you every hour. There's still time between each of these forecast readings here to spike a little bit more, and I think that is possible late in the day today. So there's the shower activity we had this morning. It's been mostly south of the metro and moving out, so you haven't really noticed anything in the city and to the north out of this round. Now, there could be a few more showers drop in from the north later on today, but you'll notice for the most part it's going to be dry and windy. And with that, the fire danger's up there. Red flag warnings in place. Open burning, a bad idea. A lot of burn bans in place. Just a good idea to hold off on it. If you need to do anything, any accidental fires can easily get out of control on a day like today. By 7 o'clock, or by 8 o'clock, I should say, towards 9, we're up near 50 with the clouds decreasing. So we get sunshine middle of the day. Right around lunch may be the best part of the day because the wind will be at its lightest and the sun will be out in full force. And then more clouds will drop in from the north as the afternoon goes along. By 3, we're at 59. Get to about 60, 61, and you can see a couple little showers, maybe a rumble of thunder from those as they drop southeast through. Best odds, most likely for our Iowa counties north of I-80. Later on today into tonight, those will fade. 49 degrees by 10 o'clock. The wind will relax a little bit tonight as we fall off into the 30s heading into tomorrow morning. So a little chillier start yet on Tuesday. And then the winds still noticeable, but not as bad. Gusts near 30 miles per hour tomorrow. Relax a little bit into the afternoon. So yeah, we're still going to notice the wind tomorrow. You got 65 though for the high and sunshine. 77 on Wednesday with a breezy south wind to help warm us up. So it doesn't matter. Even when it relaxes a little bit, you still going to notice it.
So we've had plenty of wind, but one thing we haven't had a lot of rain. Any chances of getting any rain anytime soon?
I will say the second half of the month looks a lot better than the first half.
Okay.
Patterns starting to show us that they're going to have several opportunities and something to keep an eye on. Thursday, a first alert to this. Haven't made it an official first alert day yet, just because I think the coverage is going to be spotty. So we'll have a morning round that likely develops in our area and moves east. And then I could see another evening round firing in our area with a couple of storms and moving east. So the question is just where do these develop? So we'll be figuring this out, tracking this, and let you know as we get a little closer just what this looks like. But this is the area being monitored for severe potential on Thursday. And again, a couple of rounds. Could be morning and could be late afternoon and into the evening with a high of 82 in between. So watch these chances maybe trend upward. Some of that lingers into Friday morning as well. And then another round of rain and storms possible on Easter Sunday itself, much cooler. And that sets off what gives us at least several opportunities for some rain and some thunderstorms next week. So as dry as it's been, only had about 1/4 inch of rain so far. I think we got many more opportunities starting on Thursday.
What happened? That Easter forecast was looking so perfect last week.
I had 70s on there, and then this storm system sneaking closer, so we got to pay attention.
Why'd you do that? Okay, Easter Bunny wants a little bit of rain, I guess, for Sunday. I guess we'll take it. Okay, in the meantime, how's traffic looking?
Well, we've had some issues on I-80, like we've had every single day last week.
Yep.
So keep an eye on that. It's between L Street. Ooh, I got to moving too fast.
Yep.
Hey, all right. Down to business. All right. We have the backups here on I-80 as you're going westbound towards Giles, and that's where the lane restrictions are. And these two trucks are about to find out what's headed that direction. A lot of truck traffic here this morning as we got some slowdowns from L Street extending down to 144th. Now, starting to see the eastbound slowdowns pick up on this same stretch of road. And this is what's been happening. It starts off westbound in the 6 o'clock hour, and then it picks up eastbound during the 7 o'clock hour with the lane restrictions in this chunk of road. Don't forget, there's the intersection that's closed here at 168th and Ida through late fall. So tough to get through there. Hopefully nobody's getting surprised by that. It was there all last week and likely to be that way for a little bit. And notice, I did have some slowdowns northbound JFK. Those seems to have alleviated themselves. A lot of green on the map otherwise, but there's that stretch there. And Millard Public Schools was on spring break last week, so I think that alleviated some of the traffic headaches that we had in the area. And we'll see, adding all that traffic back into the mix, what that does today as we go over the next hour.
All right. Should be an interesting commute.
We'll see how
All right, Rusty, thank you. A breaking update to breaking news we brought to you last night at 10. Omaha police have identified the victim and suspect in a deadly shooting. 45-year-old Eric Bechtold was killed at Florence Tower. Officers say they responded to a call for gunshots. And when officers arrived, they made their way to the 6th floor where they encountered 50-year-old Billy Dorrell. Gunfire ensued.
Officers returned fire at that point. While giving commands to an individual, they were able to take that individual into custody. He was transported to the University of Nebraska Medical Center with serious injuries, not expected to be life-threatening.
OPD says one officer suffered a minor injury. It's still unclear what caused it.
All right, over to here at the safety desk with Maria Kay. Maria, we're going to that time of year where people are jet setting, they love to travel, but there is a potential danger that experts want people to be aware of.
Yeah, you can never be too safe, especially when you're taking longer trips. Can have an impact and take a big toll on your body. So blood clots, they can be life-threatening, of course we know that, but experts say that they are pretty common when people travel more than 4 or 5 hours. So you are more likely to get those blood clots if there is a personal or family history of them, or if you have weight or vein problems. So you might see some swelling, pain, maybe feel some tenderness in your legs, especially if it's on just one side, so in just one leg. Your skin might also be red and a little bit warm when you touch it. Doctors say if you have any of those symptoms, you want to get help as soon as possible.
If you delay that and if you take some time, then that blood clot may have broken off and you're giving a chance to develop a blood clot in the lungs, which is more life-threatening.
Now, to prevent blood clots on long car trips, doctors say you want to stop every couple of hours, get out, stretch your legs. If you're on a plane, you can wear compression socks to help reduce the swelling and improve that blood flow as well. And then if you can't stand up, you can try some calf exercises while you're sitting down, maybe on the plane, just to keep that blood flowing and going.
Just when those economy seats on those international flights are so small,
they're tight. Yep.
Anything can kind of help. Okay, moving on. You have a recall on a product that some people might have in their fridge.
Yeah. Celery sticks. I know a lot of people, have them, and sometimes they keep them in their freezer a little bit. So this is impacting some celery sticks from Duda Fresh Farm Foods. It's impacting a batch of their ready-to-eat celery sticks because of a possible listeria contamination. So the advisory covers more than 1,500 cases of the 4-pack market-sized celery sticks. They were distributed and sold in Walmart stores across multiple states, including Iowa too. So this is impacting us here. All of these are past their expiration date and they're not for sale anymore. But again, if you have these in your freezer to use for later, you want to throw them out if you still have them. They are not safe to eat at all. Luckily, though, there haven't been any illnesses from these, so hopefully none come about in the future.
Okay. Yes, we hope not. Okay, Marie-Kate, thank you from the safety desk. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Sure hope your Monday morning is getting off to a great start. I know it looks cloudy right now, but here with Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord, he says those clouds won't last for long.
No, middle of the day, I think it's going to have a good amount of sunshine. The only thing is going to be the wind, making it rather annoying to be.
But the sunshine helps,
there
don't
you
you think?
I like it.
Yeah,
Glass half full.
I do.
There we go. Let's talk about what we have happening with those winds, with the clouds. Weather headlines today. It's blustery, but high fire danger in place. Less wind tomorrow, more sunshine actually on the way tomorrow. We won't have these clouds around to start the day. And then the rest of the week, got Thursday rain chances, Sunday rain chances as well. Maybe some thunderstorms in the mix in both of those days. 40s out the door at the moment. A couple of 50s hanging on in this little corner down here in southwestern Iowa into northwest Missouri. Wind gusts trying to get up near 35 miles per hour up and down the river. So we have the blustery winds to start the day. There's the shower activity dropping to the southeast. That was around for the overnight hours in some spots, but most of us ended up dry, just a few little areas to the south of I-80. We have the red flag warning. That means fire danger on the high side. You got the wind gusts, the dry air with the low humidity, dry conditions, and all that equals a very high fire danger today because of these winds here that, again, will gust over 30 miles per hour this morning. They relax a little bit. Early in the afternoon, maybe the gust near 25 miles per hour, so that's a little bit better. And then those pick right back up towards 5, 6, and 7, where the gusts touch 40. And notice here, there's a 45 in Denison. Don't be surprised if somebody hits 50 miles per hour in this little surge here that drops in tonight. Or this evening, I should say. And then overnight, those should relax heading into tomorrow. So that's why the fire danger is on the high side today. It'll not be quite as bad tomorrow. Gusts near 30 along the river. Maybe some 35 mile per hour gusts in Iowa on Tuesday before those relax into the afternoon. So a little bit better, but still noticeable for the day on Tuesday. High today up to 61. Nice little jump here in the afternoon, but again, that's 20 degrees colder than what we had over the weekend, and then we'll settle back into the 30s later on tonight. Keeping an eye on this Thursday system that could bring us a round of some stronger storms. This is the area being monitored, a morning round and an evening round to watch for. Let me show you what it looks like on the 10-day forecast. Had some new model data coming in. Let's see if it's filled in here. So you'll notice some scattered thunder showers in the morning hours on Thursday. Those will move out, and I'm hoping it'll keep on rolling here after the lunch hour. Nope, doesn't look like it's filled in, but there could be a couple more spotty storms pop up here right in our area before they move east into the afternoon. So that's what we'll be tracking for Thursday, a morning round and a late round to see what can turn up with that, and maybe a shower or two lingering early on Friday as well. But 60s to start, right up near 80, but again, a little windy on Thursday. Why not?
All right, and look ahead on that 10-day forecast to Easter. Looking very different from when we talked about last week. Of course, that's why we keep checking back on the forecast, because, you know, things change.
It looked like a storm system was going to track to our south over the course of the weekend, and now we're getting a little more influence of that, I think, heading into this weekend. So cooler 60s on Saturday, and now some rain and thunderstorm chances on Sunday to watch for. It kind of sets off a busier pattern, I think, for next week. So we need the moisture. We're going to take what we can get, but be mindful on Sunday. You might not get the perfect outdoor conditions you want for the Easter egg hunt. And out the door next week, there's many opportunities for more showers and thunderstorms. So I think we're going to flip the page here and take the dry April and maybe get a few more rain chances that can hopefully make up the deficit that we built to start. Because I was in the backyard yesterday, and there were cracks in the ground. Like we need the moisture. So.
We're getting desperate.
Yep.
All right, we'll take what we can get, Russ.
Yeah. Although I will say on Easter, I was really hoping for the kiddos that they were going to have a nice dry Easter, because last year it was windy, another year it was rainy or freezing.
Doesn't look like all day rain, so that's good news.
Okay.
Hopefully we can find some dry times in between.
Hopefully. Come on, they deserve a nice Easter.
Without a doubt.
All right, Rusty, thanks. Update this morning to a crash from over the weekend. The 29-year-old motorcyclist is now in stable condition. Omaha police say despite this, his injuries are still potentially life-threatening. It appeared to crash into a parked pickup near 24th and Sprague. We will be sure to pass along an update as soon as we get one.
On New this morning, Omaha fire crews successfully battled a building fire. They were called to 65th and Railroad Avenue. OFD says heavy smoke and flames could be seen on the outside of the building when they arrived. Fortunately, no injuries to report. We have learned the cause of fire, a faulty extension cord. On New Details, in a stabbing investigation we brought to you as breaking news yesterday morning.
That's right. Omaha police say the stabbing apparently stemmed from a family dispute. That man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No word on if a suspect has been found, but if you do know anything about this incident, call Omaha Crime Stoppers.
Happening tonight, you have a chance to hear from Omaha mayoral and city council candidates from Districts 1 and District 3. The candidate forum will give residents a chance to ask each candidate questions. The event will be at Brownell Talbot tonight at 7.
We'll come up with the fun way that a retired man is giving back to his community.
Let's find out which female celebs are headed to space when First Alert 6 streaming returns. Well, as Easter inches closer, one Rhode Island man is getting things ready at his lifelong home.
Yeah, having recently retired, 70-year-old Roger Bourbonniere always has something up his sleeve. So every single spring, he comes out of his hibernation. He's known to all as Grandpa Bunny. And for each holiday, he makes buckets and baskets, pass them all out over Burrillville, at least 200 buckets in the past 4 years.
How nice is this?
This all started with a walk on the beach a couple years ago.
I found a rock in 2017 on the beach in Westerly and said, cherish every moment.
You know, he looks really joyful.
Yeah.
All right, but he became the rock father, I get it, creating the Facebook group Burrillville Kindness Rocks. Members make them and place them all over to lift people's spirits. And isn't that what Easter is all about?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
All right, in the meantime, Blue Origin's historic human space flight is launching in a little over an hour from Texas this morning.
Soon? Okay, so
Yes.
this is an all-women crew, folks. The 6 women going up include journalist Gayle King, music artist Katy Perry, and Jeff Bezos' fiancée Lauren Sanchez. There are no pilots on this flight. It is fully automated. It's 11 minutes. It'll be above the internationally recognized boundary of space as we know it. So the crew will experience weightlessness. They will also witness views of Earth through their windows. I mean, it's going to be an incredible experience. I don't know why I'm nervous for that.
I know.
There's
Secondhand.
no pilot.
Yeah.
It just makes me nervous.
And I guess I didn't realize that till we were looking over the story today and learning more about it. But hey, if they have the technology.
They did it before because what's our other guy?
Michael Strahan.
Yes.
He went on.
Yes, I remember when he went up
you're
too.
right.
Yeah.
But I wonder how far down the list. Like, I wonder who they asked very first.
Who said no?
Oh, no. Okay, we'll go here.
Because you know people said no.
Of course. Like,
Just
unmanned, like no pilot, up into outer space.
But then I think there were a lot of yeses because you will never experience anything like this in your lifetime.
That's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
That's
I
a
will
very
say,
good point.
they have to play E.T. by Katy Perry, either as they're walking on or on, I don't know if they're allowed to play it while
That'd be
in
awesome.
space, but like they have to, right?
But if they don't, we will.
We will,
As
for
we
them.
watch. Okay, deal. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Monday, everybody.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on weather and traffic this morning with Rusty Lord.
Thankfully, no new big updates as far as traffic goes. So we're just getting through these areas that have the slowdowns on I-80 westbound between about L Street and 144th. Now we're starting to see the eastbound slowdowns as well from 144th, and that'll likely back up onto 144th itself. So Millard back in session this week, so that'll add a little more traffic. Don't forget 168th and Ida is closed. That's putting a lot more traffic on 156th and some of the four-way stops there. So factor in a little extra time. Again, if that's part of your normal route and you gotta go a different direction. Now, let's get a look at the forecast. As things are playing out right now, we have some showers that are exiting to the south. So that moves south, the clouds go with, and it does look like it'll be a pretty comfortable spring day. Aside from this, the wind gusts up near 30 miles per hour in play right now and likely a good chunk of the day. They'll relax a little bit towards lunch, but then I think could pick right back up. There you go, getting some gusts up over 40 miles per hour. That's why I think in this window here, an isolated 50 mile per hour gust would not surprise me. Maybe between some of these hourly readings. So it's going to be a blustery one. That's why the fire danger is on the high side today with the dry conditions, and we have the red flag warning in place. We'll go to about 61 for the high today. That's 20 degrees colder than any high we had over the weekend. 65 tomorrow, 77 on Wednesday. Next storm chance looks like it rolls in early in the morning on Thursday. Could have a few more late as well. Aaron?
A breaking update to breaking news we brought to you last night at 10. Omaha police have identified the victim and the suspect in a deadly shooting. 45-year-old Eric Bechtold was killed at Florence Tower. Officers say they responded to a call for gunshots. When they arrived on scene, they made their way to the 6th floor where they encountered 50-year-old Billy Dorrell. He was taken into custody after a shootout. OPD says one officer did suffer a minor injury. It's unclear what caused it.
It is 7:28. We are back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.